fellow YouTubers, welcome back to another Space Engineers video, and today I have a small spaceship available for download for you guys. Now let's get into a few of its details. It has a cockpit designed for 2 people, so a pilot and a gunner. The gunner can take command of these equipment down here. You can see a large sniper rifle, which can be turned upwards, downwards, left and right. So with this cockpit design, however, though, it cannot go in space because it just is not sealed enough and there will be oxygen leaks, so that's kind of a disadvantage of such a cockpit design. It uses atmospheric thrusters and hydrogen thrusters. Does not have any front hydrogen thrusters at all. It's equipped with 6 of these missiles, which you can fire, and they act basically like a rocket. The sensor can be tuned, and these are all labeled, if I'm correct. Like here you can see, this is the right 3, so on the right side, the 3rd missile. That would be the first one where I'm putting the crosshair. Now, they do not work as intended yet because I overseen one issue. So everything else works, but when it's fired, it does not have any power of its own. So I'll probably need to have a mod of putting a small battery in here so that it can then run on battery. Behind here, it comes equipped with 6 and basically 12 decoys. You can drop these, so it kind of works like flares, really, is the intended idea, but whether that actually works or not, I did not actually test. Behind here we have another Gatling turned, and then we have also some space within the ship, which allows to carry up to 6 people on the fly. Of course, more people can pass in, but if you need to strap yourself in, there's only 6 seats. Here we can access this drop bay. You just close it up. And these lights then would basically go from green, yellow to red, and then kind of indicating it's time to drop. So kind of like a drop ship kind of function there. Now in terms of performance, I'll be honest with you guys, this ship has plenty of problems of its own, so it's kind of like if you're going to the junkyard and you kind of get this ship as second hand, because I haven't fixed all the issues yet. So one of the issues is, before I even get in, is when the cockpit goes up, even though nothing actually touches itself, and it uses blast doors here so that there is no friction, for whatever reason it does kind of still get friction. So best way of actually flying it is with the cockpit down here, I guess. So next we need to access the remote control block. And with the remote control block we have control over the ship. So let me just see the pistons again, because there is a piston override lock which has been lately introduced, and when the piston in the cockpit exceeds a certain amount of speed limit, then it locks up. So I'll just put it to the maximum here, and then when it does lock up, we'll lose control temporarily of the cockpit. So there's not much I can really do about it, which means that this is not the best design. It worked before when the pistons didn't have a safety lock mechanism, but now when you exceed the 100 speed limit here, you'll notice that the piston locks down, and then we'll lose temporary control of the ship. And even though I'm not using any speed modification mods, there's just nothing one can really do about it. Alright, so which seat am I sitting in? Alright, let's bring up the landing gears. Let's put on the inertia dampers. As you can see, it's pretty flying pretty well like this. So the cockpit or pistons are up now. Now let's try to actually bring up the cockpit itself, but I'm guessing it's gonna cause instability. So if we're looking at it from in here, looks cool, like, but functional wise, you'll see that the ship will start having a mind of its own, really. Like right now I'm kind of rotating rightwards, but the ship is kind of like, yeah, I don't want to go that way. So let's give this bad boy a spin. So right now it's actually not too bad. Looking from the cockpit perspective. Well, I can feel that it's trying to push a little bit to the left side. So I'm gonna try going over the speed limit of 100, and then we'll see. We'll probably lose control, so I'm gonna gain some height here. So we're at 80, 90 ms. Probably gonna lock up any moment now. Yeah, so we locked up, and I have no control of the ship right now. So what I need to do basically every time this shit happens is press 1 again and reactivate basically the remote control block. There's not much I can really do about that. So it's just a cockpit design which is not really good, and even if I did it with rotors, pretty much the same problem would occur, so to say. So here you can see I'm not moving right now, but the ship is kind of like, you can kind of see that it's not too stable. Is it? Maybe they fixed it by now. But now it's still is moving. Here you can see it now. Clearly you can see it now. I'm not doing anything. So you have to kind of counteract the changes, or basically you can just open up the cockpit like such, and then it's gonna be stable, because then nothing is budging into itself. So I'm gonna try fixing that as well if I can. And I'm gonna just go into the other seats just to have a preview of how it looks here. So I'm just gonna quickly hop in, close it back up just to let you guys see how the gunner would look, or how his cockpit looks when it's closed. Now you can see again we're slightly moving. The ship's kind of like, don't like it. So opening it again. Now how does the ship fly itself? So it feels a bit heavy. Acceleration wise, it's not too bad. But it definitely feels like it has a lot of weight to it. Turning performance, this is the fastest turn that I'm doing right now. It's pretty okay. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna leave the cockpit open until I fix this though. Oh, there we go, we lost control because we exceeded the speed, so I have to re-enable the... You see, this is what can get really annoying like this. It's just basically re-enabling it all the time. You're kind of forced to kind of slow yourself down. Every time you exceed that speed, the piston locks down, and therefore the power, so to say, to the cockpit gets interrupted for a very brief moment, and therefore you lose connection with the remote control block. You just have to kind of readjust all the time. It's turned on. Can't control it. Can't control it. Can't control it. Okay, that's new. Well, yeah. So I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna fix this ship, but it is available for download if you guys wanna have it. As you can see, it has plenty of problems, and now a new one as well, which wasn't the case. Like, ever since the update, some new updates came, the more problems occur with the ship. Like, for instance, when it was firstly constructed, I didn't have any problems regarding this speed, so I could have, you know, not ever lose control, essentially, like I'm doing right now. And I was able to control the turrets just fine as well, but I guess there are some new patch change these as well now, so I probably have to be a part of the ship now, like on top of it and not in the cockpit here itself, which is attached with a piston, and then I probably would have some control over it, but I don't know. I'll look into it, but I'm not gonna promise that this ship is gonna be fully fixed, especially now that these new bugs came up. But anyway, please enjoy, and this is XallZall Rising signing off. See you next time.